crafty friends, Jen Cassell here. I'm really excited to be back sharing this tutorial that I'm going to do for the candy corn gift box that you might have seen on Instagram if you follow me on there. I am deep in Halloween mode. I've fallen in love with Halloween all over again. I've just had a really good time getting out all of my Halloween supplies. I have a big cart that I separate like my seasonal stuff with, and I have just kind of fallen in love with my stash all over again. So this is a candy corn treat box, and this is a hybrid project. I did this with both die cutting and with my Cricut. So I didn't have a candy corn die that I really wanted to use. Like, I really wanted to keep this on the miniature side. So I created an SVG file. I just used one that I found in Cricut Design Space. And I will link that in the description box for you if you're a Design Space user. I then used the 3D paper cake die set from Scrap Diva Designs. Now, you can use my coupon code. I will leave my affiliate link in the description box for this, because let me tell you, if I've used any of these dies, this has been the most versatile. I use this for everything. Like, I do a lot of hybrid projects, but Cricut doesn't really have a pre-cut SVG for this, and I've been thinking about scanning it and seeing what I can do to clean the file up. But for now, like, this is awesome. I love that it comes in 3 different sizes, so you get a small, medium, and large. You can use, for instance, with this, I used the large and the small die set to create the trim for my box around the sides. You are going to want to cut each of those twice. So you'll need 2 large and 2 small. One for the top layer of the box, one for the bottom layer. Now in Cricut, you are going to want to cut your candy corn. So like I said, this is an SVG file. SVG file is going to be the back. You've also got this. I've cut this twice, one for the front and then one for the back. And for the interior of the box, meaning this right here, you're going to want to just offset this in Design Space by, I used 0.06. But you can kind of play with your measurement. You're going to want to cut this 4 times. So you're going to need 2 for the top and then 2 for the bottom. But one of the bottom layers has to be sized down. And again, I used 0.06 for, just used the same measurements for this as this, because you're also going to want to offset it to create your interior piece for the smallest. Then when we're done with our box, we're going to decorate it. I've pulled some really cool chipboards from Scrapaholics. Tracy is sponsoring this video today. I really urge you to head on over to her shop. She has some amazing chipboard pieces. I mean, look at the detail in this. So this is going to be one of the witch chipboards that I'm going to use. And how cute. So I've actually taken off her witch hat already. I'm going to use one of the witch hats from the Luna collection, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to color this as well as this one right here. I mean, how cute, right? So I also pulled this cute little shaker broom from my stash. I made this last year. I found it. This is another one of the chipboards from the shop, a little candy corn that I've painted with acrylic, and then I added a layer of glossy accents to it. So it almost gives it like a resin look. It's pretty cool. I found the spider web in my stash. This is another one of the chipboards from Scrapaholics. I've just painted this. I added a little gesso to this. I had a prep for another project and didn't end up doing. So we're going to start with our side pieces of the box. Like I said, you should have 2 of these small ones, 2 of the larger ones. With the larger one, you are going to want to cut 3 of these off the end of it. So 3 tabs, and then the second large one, you're gonna wanna cut 4 tabs off of it and just slice it down here with your scissors. You're also going to want to close your tabs in. I'm gonna show you an easy way that I have for this. And I also cut the tabs from this side because you want a flat edge for the top and bottom of your box. And once I was done, I grabbed my bone folder and just curled the paper. So you're going to want to glue one of the small and one of the largest. I do recommend as you glue to make sure that you have the large and the small sides marked. And I just did that right on my tab. I'm going to just cut along the score line of this. You should have this when you're done. Now I'm gonna go in with my score, and I like to deepen my score mark a little. So I'm gonna go in with my bone folder, and I'm just gonna line my ruler up to that score line. I'm gonna put that there, make sure everything's straight, and just go down. And that's gonna give it a little easier of an edge, especially because I used 110-pound cardstock for my black pieces. I really wanted a nice sturdy box, and the 110-pound cardstock is definitely going to do that. So once I have them in, I'm just gonna take my bone folder and push those down. Now we can fold our paper, curl our paper like so. Grab my Barely Arts glue for this part, and I'm just gonna add a little bit to the tab here and connect the small to the medium. You're really gonna wanna make sure that that is a nice and tight bond before moving forward. Once again, as you can see, I have marked that this is my small. So this is going to, you're gonna grab the smallest of your candy corns, the only one that's this small. I started mine with the tab right about here, just a little after, just because I wanted some stability going around those corners and I didn't want it to be too tight. So once again, I'm gonna grab my Barely Art glue for this, and I'm just gonna add a little bit. You don't need to go crazy with glue on these 3D projects, especially when you're using 110-pound cardstock. You really just kind of want to apply pressure, let it dry. And the more glue that you have on there, the longer it's going to take to dry. And I'm going to apply pressure with my bone folder. I'm going to continue around, and I'm going to add just 1 or 2 at a time. You really want to go slow for this part. I'd rather take my time and make sure that it's done well than having it fall apart a couple tabs back. All right, so I'm down to the last few, and I've already put the glue on the tabs. I'm also going to add a little bit of glue right here to the original start, and I've added some glue to the interior. And now I'm just going to bring this down and make sure that everything is aligned. Okay, so I finished my box. Everything is together. I'm gonna have it sit over here, but I've also grabbed out some of my pattern paper pieces. So I'm going to add this to the interior of my box, and I'm going to put together these on top of this. Now this is going to be slightly bigger than the other one, but that's okay. We're gonna just use that as a base so it remains pretty uniform. All right, so I've added the interior portion, and I have put together the bottom of the box. And to finish this off, I'm just going to add some Barely Art glue. I'm gonna set that aside, and then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna apply it right to the outer edge. Barely Art has a really good fine tip, so it makes this part really, really simple. And I'm just going to attach this to the base. Could have probably made them the same size, but I just wanted to have a little bit of a rim to this to keep it uniform. So for this final layer to the box, we're going to repeat the exact same process. I'm going to bring the rim around here, and then I'm going to attach this interior piece, glue all of these together, and then cover up these tabs in the back with this component here. I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished up my box. I've checked the fit, which it fits perfectly. And now I am going to decorate the outside with these 2 strips. I've cut them at 7/8 of an inch, so just 1 notch over, and that'll give you a nice little black border around the sides. So I am going to curl the paper. I didn't give you a specific measurement on the length because I believe it is going to be slightly over 12 inches. I'm not really sure. I'm only using 8x8 cardstock for this, so I just cut mine in 8-inch strips, and I will have some left over. Where this edge is, so I am just going to add a little glue to both surfaces. All right, so as you can see, I've got some glue on here, and I'm just going to press this down and follow it around the box. Great, so we have our box. Super cute. We're gonna turn it into something that looks like this. So if you've stuck around for my tutorial, thank you. Let's do some of the fun stuff and start decorating this box. One of the other ways that I like to color the chipboard is with a makeup sponge. As you can see here, I just kind of pounce it on, and that's a really great technique for when you're working with a very detailed layer of chipboard, because it'll seep into those edges and you won't have to, you know, take your time going around. So once they've dried, I'm just gonna go in with some of my Barely Arts glue, and I'm just gonna put a nice even layer on this. So I'm just gonna go in with my glitter on top of a piece of scrap paper. Super cute, right? Love it. So I decided that I am going to do a color change on this. And I am going to do it in black. I really want it to stand out. So I think the black will look really good with the pink background. So I've decided that I am going to take the broom off and replace it. So my girl, I need to add that and that. Okay. And now I am going to put her on my broom right here. Also going to add this little bow right here. So I'm gonna start with my base layer of this tulle, and I'm gonna add just a little hot glue. I'm using a Surebinder. I love this glue gun. My friends at XOXO Craft Girls introduced me to this one, and I love it because it's a mini and it's super portable in the fact that it will stay hot off the base for up to 2 minutes, which is actually quite a bit of time. And I'm just kind of pinching as I go along. There's no right or wrong way in doing this. I want it to be purposely messy. I'm going to add my spider web, and I'm just going to reinforce that with a little hot glue as well. I'm using these black cubies, are from Barely Art. They just started selling them. We got to try them out a little earlier as a demo, and I've absolutely loved them. It's great for these Halloween projects. I do have a coupon code, Jen Cassell, and I will leave a link in the description box. So I'm thinking my witch should kind of go up here a little bit. Yeah, I like that. All right, so I've laid down this piece, and now I'm just going to place my witch probably right about here. I'm gonna use some cubies to really push this up a little. I'm gonna pop it right down here. And I know it's not standing out a whole lot right now, but I am still going to add a little something to this wicked. So I'm just taking some pops of color. This is Glitter Snowflake, and I'm going all over the chipboard piece. And I think this glitter is really just gonna make the whole thing pop. So I have just added a few punches. I used this Martha Stewart Pine Branch punch. It's an older thing in my stash, but I use it all the time because I really, really like it. And it gives such a fine detail in such a short period of time. I mean, look at all that sparkle, guys. Oh, I love it. So I'm just gonna add the last few details. I am replacing her hat with one of the witch hats from the collection. So I'm just going to add that here. Love it. And then I'm also going to add this tiny flower up here. And I'm going to put this spider guy right on top. I do have a couple little flowers to add in here. Just fillers, teeny tiny. We're just about done. I love how it turned out. It's so fun and sparkly. It's got that cute little shaker element to it. Here's both of them together. Oh, they're both so cute. So here's a second look at the first one that I did, and it has some fun modeling paste on it to really lighten up the look a little bit. And then this one, I forego the modeling paste, and I really just wanted a whole bunch of glam and glitter and sparkle, and I love how it turned out. So thank you for watching. Make sure you head on over to Scrapaholics Chipboard and check out some of the amazing designs she has in her shop. You will not be disappointed. You can use my Linktree for coupon codes to all of the products that I use, links, so much more, and I will leave that as well. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Leave it in the comments section. Let me know if you have a favorite. So I will see you in the next crafty video. Bye.